Hello from your isolation stations. My name is Tom Campbell. Oh, and this is just a cat that I definitely didn't bribe to stand here and join me today. This is Pablo. You alright, Pab? How's lockdown treating you? He's alright, he's fine. The country may be shut, but wrestling is open. Here is some news. A WWE Superstar has been pulled from their match at WrestleMania 36, which former WWE star said they needed to leave the company. And we have details on heat between Vince McMahon and CM Punk. We'll get to that at the very end. So the moving beast that is WrestleMania grinds to a halt a week on Saturday, and I genuinely think that we are going to experience one of the most unique WrestleMania experiences that you and I have ever experienced. One of the matches on the docket was a six-pack challenge for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley defending against Naomi, Lacey Evans, Tamina, Sasha Banks, and Dana Brooke. Of course, that was the case until a short while ago, where it looks as if that six-pack has been downgraded to a five-pack, as Dana Brooke has disappeared from the advertising for that match. We understand from some sources from around the wrestling world that Dana Brooke has unfortunately gone into quarantine. So as a result, will not be competing at WrestleMania this year. This is a genuinely devastating turn of events for one Dana Brooke, who back at the start of the year had that blossoming romance with Dave Bautista. We all saw it on Twitter. It was like Love Actually with muscles. It was Dana going, "Oh, hey Dave, how's it going?" And Dave going, "Oh, hey Dana, how you doing today? I'm just working out in the gym." And then Dana going, "Oh, I'm working out too. I'm working out on my glutes. We should work out together." And Dave's going, "Oh yeah, we should work out together, and oh, we should maybe do a kiss." That's not exactly what the tweet said. I've kind of exaggerated bits of it, but it was the general idea. So we had that going on around WrestleMania, which genuinely was in the back of my mind for quite some time. And then obviously everything happened. The world turned upside down, and we're not seeing that, nor are we now seeing Dana Brooke playing a role at WrestleMania, which sucks so bad. Dana Brooke is one of those people that is incredibly underrated on that really busy roster of people. I mean, it takes something special to be the main event the way that Dana Brooke is. And this really felt like it could have been a showcase for her at WrestleMania. But alas, that is not happening now. Of course, we send nothing but the best to Dana Brooke, if she is indeed in quarantine, and we send nothing but the best to everybody involved with WrestleMania this year. It certainly feels like at this point, WWE just want to get over the finish line. We know that they're taping WrestleMania over this next week, which probably explains the decision just to pull Dana from that match altogether rather than swapping her in for somebody else. There just isn't the time anymore. They'll just make it a five-pack match. Goodbye, Pablo. So that explains the lack of contingency to put somebody else in, which makes sense. We just want to get over the finish line with WrestleMania this particular year, in whatever form it's going to take. Get well soon, Dana. Five-pack challenge for the SmackDown Women's Championship, it looks like. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Not my words, the words of Boris Johnson to anybody hoping to go for more than 2 walks a day between now and June. And the words of Wade Barrett / Stu Bennett, who was on Colt Cabana's Art of Wrestling podcast, a real tell-all interview from Stu about everything about his life and times leading up to wrestling, his time in the WWE, and importantly, why he left the WWE. I'm going to take some quotes from the incredible interview that Colt Cabana did with Stu Bennett. Stu says, 2016 is when I left. I told them, okay, my contract is coming up. I am not re-signing. They made me a couple of offers and I said, it doesn't matter what you offer me. I need to leave. I effing hate it here. I needed that change, says Stu. He would elaborate and say, I'd done so many exciting things and then some not so exciting things. I felt at least I had a carrot in front of me and I was excited about it. You know, if I keep improving my physique, I'll try and get ripped. That'll convince them. And oh no, maybe I'll need a catchphrase, and I've got a catchphrase. Maybe I need a t-shirt that's a big seller. Maybe I need to work on my in-ring skills. There was all of these things. There was always something in my head on how I could improve. But then for me, it was a realization that it doesn't matter what I'm doing here. I am completely out of control with this, and I am waiting for one man to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and I'm spending my whole career waiting and hoping that I get a thumbs up next week, etc. A lot of people seem to have left WWE with similar mindsets, in the sense that you can do all that you can, but you really are at the whims of one or two people at the top. And sometimes, no matter how hard you work, no matter how loud the reaction for you, no matter how much merch you shift, sometimes your face just doesn't fit the mold. And it's gutting that someone like Wade Barrett, who genuinely, if you look back on his career, he was a guy that had a rocket strapped to him really early on in his time, and he just kept reinventing himself. You know, and there's stuff nowadays, like I quoted it at the beginning, stuff nowadays that still resonate with wrestling fans, but for whatever reason, just didn't quite work for Wade in WWE. Personally, I have enjoyed hearing the dulcet tones of Stu Bennett on NWA Power. Like, he's got a real gift for talking that they are utilizing on NWA at the moment. And I hope he sticks around there more, and I hope he does more bits and pieces. I think he's great as a spokesman, as an announcer, as a talent. I don't know how much of the itch he has got to get back into wrestling itself. I do hope we see more wrestling from him. That'd be really cool. But if we don't, he's left an incredible legacy behind. We always dig on WWE for little things, so we should applaud them for little things as well. It appears that WWE did listen to fan criticism of the empty arena shows that they have been doing. There was quite a few fans that were calling for WWE to do the shows a similar way to AEW did last Wednesday. And it's nothing to do with putting people in the crowd. It's nothing to do with anything like that. It is literally a cosmetic change of moving the placement of the hard camera. AEW moved the hard camera from its normal place so it was facing the stage. It just made everything feel a little bit bigger. And a lot of fans went, why haven't WWE done that? So there was a lot of relief from WWE fans when Monday Night Raw came around last night and they'd moved the hard cam so it is facing the rampway. And it just, as I say, just makes the room feel a little less cold when they did it that way. So top marks for doing it. Tony Khan put a little gif on Twitter that gave the little nod, because obviously AEW were the ones that did it first. So he did a little tweet, he did a little gif, a little nod to go, well, I'm quite good at this thing, and you guys are. AEW nailed the empty arena show a bit quicker than WWE did. Raw from this week though, and we are kind of examining it in a weird sort of vacuum. Because the universe is imploded right now. We are living in the upside down. And Raw this week was good. Later on today, you and I will have a chat about it. Mr. Pacitti has been reassigned to SmackDown graded. So via the power of the internet, you and I will have a lesson on how Monday Night Raw went down on Raw Graded a bit later on today on the Cultaholic YouTube channel. We send our love to WWE Hall of Famer Ricky Morton. He was talking on his podcast about a rather unsettling incident that occurred in his life just recently. He said, last Tuesday, I woke up and got ready to go to the gym. I went downstairs, had me a cup of coffee, and I noticed the coffee was running out of my mouth. It really scared me. I ran into the bathroom and saw that my face looked disfigured. They told me it was brought on by stress and I had a touch of Bell's palsy. It looks like it's starting to clear up a little bit. I can shut my eyes and start talking, and I just wanted to tell the wrestling world out there that if you see me, don't run off. I'm doing good. Physically wise, I'm great. Unfortunate turn of events for Ricky Morton with a stroke of Bell's palsy. It's something that for some people it can change their face forever, but for some people it only lasts a short while. So it seems as if Ricky Morton is already coming out on the other side of that. So that is good to hear. Godspeed, Ricky Morton. And finalamo, look in my eyes. What do you see? CM Punk news? For real? Tuesday? Shut up, it rhymes. CM Punk has been spoken about in the run-up to WrestleMania. And it's no surprise as to why. Obviously, he's been doing stuff on FS1. He's very much back in the conversation with a few other people. He's said a few weird things on Twitter, which we will get to. I want to bring up this quote from Ringside News, who say, "We learned that CM Punk's name only came up one time during WrestleMania planning. It was immediately shot down by Vince McMahon, as he said Punk is, quote, not to be trusted and has serious issues." Vince McMahon with some heat towards CM Punk right now. And to be honest, these guys have always had quite a fraught relationship anyway. Obviously, CM Punk doesn't work for WWE right now. He works for FS1, but obviously he's on a WWE program. So there is that connection there. I kind of see why Vince McMahon may be uncomfortable with using CM Punk on programs right now. Some of the things that he has said over the last few months regarding WWE. It was one particular tweet when he talked about the company sucking a blood money covered love length. You know the tweet we're talking about. There's been a few tweets like that. He's also talked about how there's WWE main event guys who have been begging him for a match. And he recently talked when WWE announced they were doing closed shows and they announced the WrestleMania was coming out of the Performance Center. CM Punk was out there saying, hey, at least the crowd won't boo Roman Reigns and cheer for me. Yeah, I kind of get why Vince McMahon may be reluctant to do stuff with CM Punk right now. I thought we should end on that. I know normally you end on like a somewhat like and finalamo, but do you know what? We live in these times where we are all desperately trying to find a new norm. The sandbox, the Etch-a-Sketch rather, that is our life has just been shaken violently, and now nothing really seems right. You know, I had crisps for breakfast because I don't know anything anymore. So we need some semblance of order. We need something that we can latch onto, and we hope that we're doing this with these news videos at Cultaholic. But also, when we're talking about wrestling, what is more normal and standard than talking about a in-ring return for CM Punk? If that's not wrestling normality, I don't know what is. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.